Hi, my name is Dr. Michelle Ehrig, also known as Doc Shell and Dr. Test Prep and a gazillion other names. And I am so glad that I get to help you get ready for the AFQT. We are looking at AR, and I am calling this 2.5 proportions. If you do not have our free book, please go to the Growth Mindset Collaborative website. The link is in the description. It's 200 pages, and it's going to help you be amazing. If you need 700 more questions, the details are at the end of this video. All right, so we are looking at proportions, and we are specifically looking at I can solve proportions using cross multiplication, and I can solve real world problems relating to proportions. Now, I do want to emphasize that when it came to multiplication of fractions, we could multiply up and down and reduce the fraction. We could reduce the fraction in a multiplication up and down, and we could reduce it diagonally, but we could not do it straight across. In this lesson, we can only reduce the fractions when it's up and down. We cannot do it diagonally. We cannot do it when it is straight across. We only reduce the fractions up and down. So again, when it comes to proportions, we're comparing fractions. Those are ratios, and we are reducing, but it's not multiplication, so there's no diagonal reducing. Yes, up and down, our heads shake up and down. I'm exaggerating it on purpose. We reduce fractions up and down proportions. We never across and never diagonal. All right, so I can solve proportions using cross multiplication. So we're going to set up the proportions, cross multiply, and then solve as needed. So again, these are not ASVAB questions yet. We're practicing cross multiplication first. We're double checking that we know when we can reduce the fraction and when we can't reduce the fraction, just so that when we do it for real, it's easy. So this is a trick. We think that we can do a reduction here, but we can't. Now, there are ways that we can do this. We can think, okay, since these are equivalent fractions, if I multiply 4 times 5, I get 20. So if I multiply 4 times 5 in the denominator and I multiply 4 times 5 in the numerator, in another video I talked to you how 100 divided by 100 is 1, 50 divided by 50 is 1, a million divided by a million is 1, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So we're only really multiplying by 1. It just looks different. We can see that the answer is x equals 15. But let's say we didn't know that. So if we didn't notice that, we could have done cross multiplication. So my 7th grade math teacher, Mr. Freiberg, used to tell us that the product of the means, the inside, 4 times x, equals the product of the extremes, the outer two numbers. 3 times 20 is 60. When we divide both sides by 4, I'm left with x equals 4 goes into 6 one time with 2 remaining. 4 goes into 25 times. So I still get 15 if I don't notice the easy pattern for multiplying across. All of these have easy patterns for multiplying across, but that won't always be the case. Here, 6 times 3 gives us 18. 5 times 3 gives us x equals 15. Or we could have done 6 times x is 6x. 18 times 5, I don't want to do that in my head. It's been a lot of math today, is 90. And then divide both sides by 6. 6 goes into 9 one time with 3 left over. 6 goes into 30 5 times, so 15 altogether. Again, we cannot simplify across, but we can notice the pattern of multiplying by 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. Now, this is what some people do. They do 16 times 2 and get 32, but that's not it. We want to know what number, when we multiply by 2, gives us 16. And the number 1 and number 2, we were multiplying to get to the bigger number. Now we're going in reverse. The other thing that you could have thought of is, instead of looking at it as multiplying by 2, you could have said, okay, how do I go to 14 to 7? Well, I divide by 2. So how do I go from 16 to x? I divide by 2. So either way, that works. Here, 5 times 3 gives me 15. 8 times 3 gives me 24. Now, those were easy. Now we're going to look at them in real world situations. So a truck travels 156 miles in 4 hours. So we're doing miles per hour. At the same rate, how far will it travel in 7 hours. So the 7's going to go in our denominator because all of our denominators are hours. We want to know the miles. Now, this is one where you could start reducing ahead of time. You could think, well, I don't know if 4 can go into 15. You could try it, or I'm sorry, into 156. And when we do, we get that it does. It gives us 39. So we can simplify this and make this 39 over 1. And then we can cross multiply. 39, x times 1 is x. 39 times 7 gives us 21 and 6 is 273. That's one way we could have done it. The other way we could have done it is, let me just scroll back up. We could have done it the long way. 156 over 4 equals x over 7. So we could have multiplied these first. And honestly, some of you, it might be better, 35 plus 4 is 9, to do it this way. And then that equals 4x. And then we divide both sides by 4. But it's up to you. Oh, I don't have to do it that way. 4 goes into 10 2 times with 2 left. 4 goes into 29, 5, 6, 7 times with 1 left. 4 goes into 12 3 times. So either way, if you want to reduce the fraction first, you can. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that and you want to do it the longer way algebraically, that works too. A crew lays 48 bricks in 6 minutes. So we've got 48 over 6. How many bricks on the top will they lay in 15 minutes? Well, remember, we can reduce fractions up and down. So we can see that 6 goes into 48 8 times. So now we can do 1 times x is x, and then 8 times 15. Remember, I like to put the bigger number in the top, is 120. So they can lay 120 bricks. All right, a baker uses 4 pounds of flour to make 15 loaves of bread. That's probably not realistic, but whatever. So we've got flour over bread. So we've got 4 pounds of flour to make 15 loaves of bread. How many pounds of flour are needed to make 36? Now that's why in the other video, or the other part, I didn't always have us multiply across, because there's no simple number that we can multiply 15 to get 36. So like before, we could multiply by 2 to go across. We can't do that here. That's why cross multiplying matters. 15 times x is 15x. 4 times 36. I'm going to just do it on the side. We get 4. 36 times 4, carry the 2, 144. Okay. But it doesn't go evenly. So what we could do is we can say, well, we know 15 times 10 is going to give us 150. So I would say 15 goes into 144 9 times. So if we do 15 times 9, let me switch colors so it'll go over and you can read it better. 5 carry the 4, 135. Then we have to subtract. So we get 9/15. But this one let's do it as a decimal. So let's bring down the 0, put a decimal point here and get 90. 15 can go into 9, I think 6 times. Let's double check. Yep. So we know that the answer is 9.6 loaves or 9.6 pounds to make 34. Oh wait, what did we do wrong? No, that's right. 9.6 pounds to make 36 loaves of bread. That's right. Okay, 54 gallons of water in 9 minutes. So we have 54 gallons in minutes. How many gallons in 16 minutes? All right, so again, let's make this darker. 9 can go into 54 6 times. So we can just cross multiply. X equals, I think that's 96. Carry the 3, 96. Okay, so 96 gallons will fill up in 16 minutes. I think that's the end. Yep. Bye, guys. See you later. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. The full course with another 700 questions and video answers is available at heydrtestprep.com for only $49 to get ready for the AFQT. Half of all proceeds support nonprofit initiatives with at least $10 of your purchase supporting troops and veterans. All right, bye guys. We got this.